Today, we're gonna talk about our ideal match. And with this concept, I basically just mean the perfect person for us, the person that we're best suited for, because they fulfill the specific needs that we have and they really give us what we're looking for. And like we saw in the last class, our needs can be so varied. Like some of us need quality time and attention, and we need someone to give us that attention. But others of us really seek independence and freedom, and we need someone to be cool with that as well. So I think that's like the really interesting part about astrology, is because it can show us what we need and things that we might not even be consciously aware about ourselves, and just like defining really what will fulfill us, fill our love bucket, all of those things. I think it's just like helps us be clear on what we're looking for, and like helps us make the right decisions in relationships, because sometimes we can tend to get caught up in like worrying about what this person thinks, even though they ghosted you, and like you worry about what they think, even if like all the signs were there that they weren't right for you and that they weren't going to fulfill your needs. But we can get caught up in our ego and kind of trying to like, yeah, just like make people like us. So hopefully again, like this empowers you guys to be clear on what you need and like be empowered to ask for it. And when people are not willing to give those things to you, then that's not anything on you. Obviously, it's more that you guys are not meant for each other. So when it comes to your ideal match, there are definitely lots of things on your chart that we need to look into. But in general, this is kind of like the formula, I guess, I would use to describe this. Specifically, we want to look at Venus, Mars, Descendant, Juno especially, because these all four have relationship flavors. Then we can definitely also factor in Moon and Sun, because obviously those are such big parts of ourselves. I definitely think the different planets and points represent different sides of ourselves, whether that's our attraction or our sexual urges or our emotional needs. It describes different part of ourselves and what those sides need for fulfillment. And hopefully you find someone that kind of fulfills all those sides. But in this class specifically, we're going to talk primarily about Venus, Mars, Descendant, and Juno to kind of, again, paint us that picture of our ideal match. So hopefully you guys have your charts too, so you can be prepared to see interpretations for these 4 points. So I'm going to get started by talking a bit about Venus, Mars, and the Moon, actually, just to kind of clarify, because I feel like these 3 are important parts of our love bucket, our love language. We talked about Moon and Venus in last week's class, but I'm going to reiterate a little bit here. So here we have Moon, Venus, and Mars. Moon is the planet that represents our emotions and what we need to feel emotionally fulfilled. So the Moon represents what you need from other people. Venus is the planet of attraction and pleasure and the things that we desire. So your Venus sign and house tells you what you want and what you're attracted to. Moon is like what you need, but Venus is what you want. It's like the sparkly, shiny, fun things that make life actually enjoyable. Mars is the planet of energy, excitement, and sexual passion, because it is that warrior energy. It has this like animalistic side to them. So your Mars placements will definitely tell you what gets you hot and bothered, I guess was the best way to put it. What makes you feel excited, what makes you feel that sexual tension, passion, what gets your juices flowing, all of those things. Venus, I know I wrote it's like what I want, what I'm attracted to, but Venus can also be about not romantic things like personal relationships or just like the car that we want, the clothes that we want. So it's about like generally the things we value and prioritize, but Mars has more of that sexual quality. So that's just something to understand about these 2. Now, when the Moon is happy, then you will feel like your partner fulfills your emotional needs and you feel this nurturing, motherly type of care. When Venus is happy, then your partner aligns to your values, your priorities, what you think is really important in life. And when your Mars is happy, then your partner will get you excited, obviously, and help you feel really motivated and empowered. So again, like I said, these 3 show different components of relationships, of attraction, of like what makes us want to be with someone. And hopefully you have someone who merges all of these points among Descendant, Juno, the other things we'll talk about. But we also discussed